evening and welcome Maple Mafia. Today we're going to be talking about the trees that are going off on April 27th of 2025. On our eBay, we're able to list some cool rare trees that you can't find currently on mrmaple.com. Some of those trees we've gotten super limited numbers. Some of these are stock plants. Some of these are just items that are super awesome that we've never really put on Mr. Maple yet. So y'all, some really cool items going off this evening. Now you can go find these items on mrmaple.com/eBay. That will take you to the spot where we've got all these trees that we're going to be talking about today. That's our eBay store. And these trees are basically set up in an auction style format. Y'all, we got some really cool items and get excited. Some cool items going off this evening. Starting off, we've got Acer Palmatum Allen's Gold. We've got one of those going off in a 1 gallon this evening. Allen's Gold is an amazing spring interest tree. It's got some really nice, just amazing orange color in the early spring. That's an amazing characteristic all by itself. It goes to a nice yellow after that. So it is a very pleasing tree out there in the landscape. But guess what? It's a pine bark too. So it develops some pine bark over time. It's a little slower than Nishikigawa Arakawa, but you get that spring interest. Awesome. Next up, y'all, we've got Acer Bajurianum Sunshine going off. Now, all these items start going off at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then they go all the way until 9:10 Eastern Standard Time. That's 10 minutes after 9 this evening, and that's when all these trees are going off. That's when they're ending their eBay listing. And as these trees go off, we're talking about more trees are getting listed. Now, the Bajurianum Sunshine that's going off next, that is a tree that in the early spring has a really cool, like light lemon yellow color to it. It's a trident maple, and it's just got spring interest yellow, like this lemon yellow, which is different than something like Michael Steinhardt that we had on last week. Michael Steinhardt was a yellow that's yellow during the summer, and it's a bright yellow. This is a lemon yellow trident maple with some spring interest. Be an excellent bonsai. Great tree. Think about pairing it with something like a Shinda Sojo out there. You're going to get some outrageous colors playing off of each other. Got that lemon yellow color. Outrageous. It goes to a green after. Some good oranges to reds in the fall. Good size 1 gallon going off this evening on Acer Bajurianum Sunshine. Not to be confused with Roofer Nerve Sunshine. Next up, we've got Acer Scooch Eye Liner. Now, this is a liner of the Mexican Cloud Forest maple. It's one of the rarest maples in the world. 5 disjunct populations around Guatemala and Mexico. Actually, a few of those disjunct populations have become a different species in itself, which is kind of like a subspecies. I mean, it's very closely related to the Acer Scooch Eye. But Acer Scooch Eye is one of the only maples that is found growing south of the equator. Only it and that other one that they just found. Super rare, heat tolerant. It's basically like a sugar maple. You can put it out there, grows up, makes a nice tree out there in the landscape. Got some nice yellow color as well. It's an easy tree to grow. It's just in an area where they're getting a lot of deforestation and factors around Mexico where they're destroying those forests. Y'all, grab you one of these. You can't get them from Mexico anymore because they're an endangered species. But this is from some that are already here in the United States, and we can offer them on here through our eBay. So take advantage of getting this and have one of the rarest maples in the world in your garden. Next up, y'all, we've got Albajoe. Now, Albajoe is a Macawa-like variant. It has a yellow fall color instead of your typical oranges and reds that Macawa may provide out there in the landscape. It has that tightly layering habit, but it has a leaf like Macawa, but a habit almost like something akin to Sharp's Pygmy. So it's got that rounded shape, layering kind of look, but that also that Macawa-like leaf. Needs some protection from the hot afternoon sun, but a cool Macawa Yetsubusa variation. Next up, we've got Mr. Miyagi. It's a selection by Joel Johnson. He's our manager at our Buckholtz farm. He selected this before he joined our Buckholtz team, and it has a bonsai-esque shape very consistently. It's in that Macawa Yetsubusa style frame, and it is one of the rare forms in that Macawa style. We've never listed this on Mr. Maple. We've offered a few of them at Open House. Here's your chance to grab one here on eBay. Next up, y'all, we've got an XL of Acer Shirasanum Magic Moon. Now, Magic Moon is an amazing Acer Shirasanum selection that has a unique style variegation of like this yellow kind of malting, gets kind of almost green veins. It's upright. We're talking 6-8 foot in 10 years. The leaf can almost cup downward a little bit. which is very special for an Acer Shirasalanum. Really cool, heavily sought after, and one of those Shirasalanums that'd be great to pair out there with Moonrise, just for its unique color, style, texture. Really cool selection to have in the trade. Next up, y'all, we've got a Welsh pot of Acer Palmatum Ojishi. Now, Ojishi is the male version of the Shishigashira, and it's much slower growing. It's got a little bit flatter leaf. It's super heat tolerant, great dwarf. Would be excellent for bonsai, but it's cool to have it out there in your Makawa garden. And Shishigashira is the female line. Ojishi is the male line. So they pair really well together. And there's something unique about having sort of that collection of those Shishigashiras as well. Now, next up, we've got Acer Palmatum Japanese Princess going off this evening. Now, Japanese Princess, it's got a twisting leaf to it and some amazing pink color. Now, I've seen with some sunlight them get almost just bright, brilliant pink, which is outrageous. The twisting leaf gives a unique texture as well. It's in that Makawa family. It was found as a seedling from our big Makawa Yetsubusa at the Buchholz farm by Talon Buchholz years ago. And it just has that, it factor. Everybody's after the Japanese Princess because it's beautiful. In hotter zones, you may need to get some protection from the hot afternoon sun, but it is a very beautiful tree. Now, Japanese Princess is one of my favorite introductions by Talon Buchholz. Next up, y'all, we got Tattoo. Tattoo's going off in a 1 gallon. Tattoo, tightly layering habit, crumpled leaf, heavily serrated foliage. One of the slower growing forms of Makawa Yetsubusa, really introduced into the trade by Red Maple Nurseries and promoted by Red Maple Nurseries quite a bit. And it's like Makawa Yetsubusa, but slower growing. It was named apparently after the little guy from Fantasy Island who really pointed up and said like the plane or something like that. It's not my generation, but this is a really cool little guy for your garden. And I think you'll really enjoy having a Tattoo. Great for containers, bonsai, small places in the garden. We've got one at my parents' house that's over 20 years old, and it's roughly about 2 feet tall, maybe 3 foot wide, maybe 4 foot wide. So, I mean, it stays really tight and dense and compact in that time frame. Next up, we've got Kryptonite going off. Now, Kryptonite is a extremely slow-growing Makawa type that is just awesome. It has a variegation almost like Manu no Sato, but on a Makawa. So when you first leaves out in the spring, a little greener, but as that late spring, summer time frame comes on, you got some striking variegation, becomes more prominent. And to me, it really shows off late summer when you've got just outrageous new growth coming across it. The whole tree will be variegated in the late spring to early summer time frame, but it becomes more and more prominent as that season goes on. Next up, y'all, we've got Mystic Makawa going off, which is an orange Makawa variation, tightly layering habit, really cool selection by one of our friends, Crispine, and it is one of the best orange Makawa variations on Makawa Yetsubusa, and that is going off this evening. All these trees we're talking about going off this evening on our eBay channel. That's mrmaple.com/eBay, and that takes you to our seller store on eBay where you can actually go through and look at all these items. And as all these items are selling, there's a new item getting listed for next week at the exact same time frame. So you can start getting an idea of what's getting listed for next week as well. Next up, y'all, we've got Bonsai Baby going off. Now, Bonsai Baby is a seedling. It's not a cultivar, but it has that tightly layering habit. It's got small leaves. There's this one tree that threw a lot of what we considered bonsai babies, and they had that tightly layering habit. Great for bonsai. You know, a cool idea would be to take one of these, put them out in the landscape, and collect seeds from it to get similar type trees. But it's very unique. Often has a little bit of a coral pink new growth, and then go into a green leaf after. Real small leaf, not the size of a Makawa Yetsubusa, but maybe a little bit small, a little bit larger than something like Goshiki Shidari on its leaves, but a layering habit like Makawa Yetsubusa on its growth. Something's really cool out there for the garden, or to be able to turn into a bonsai, of course, as well. Next up, we've got Hot Chicken. Now, Hot Chicken is an Acer Olive random selection we selected and named and introduced. It was actually a seed that we collected at World Maple Park in Uda, Japan, and it was off of an Acer Olive random that Masayu Shiano had there, and it hybridized apparently with a sessilifolium, which is an angel feather type. I've got a full, I think is, on the angel feather group, the sessilifoliums on our YouTube channel. You can go check it out, figure out what that actually means. But it means that the leaf is deeply divided. And for us, it looks almost like chicken wings or chicken. And that's where this got the name Hot Chicken. Now, Hot Chicken has a really nice kind of bronze color in the early spring with green veining. And it's got a good, strong, upright habit, super heat tolerant. Y'all, really cool Acer oliveranum that we got. Acer oliveranums are super heat tolerant, and that's the reason we made this selection with Hot Chicken. Next up, not to be confused with oliveranum, we've got Acer olivaceum coming off this evening. Now, Acer olivaceum is a species from Zhejiang, China, and it is in section palmata like the oliveranums, the japonicums, the shirasalinums, closely related. It's got a good upright habit. It's got tremendous fall color. Yellows and oranges and reds often all at the same time. One of the better fall color maples in the landscape. Really cool species. I think is underrated. I think people need to be growing more of it. I found one of these 1 gallons around the nursery. Actually, one of my nursery managers did. And I thought it'd be a cool item to list on eBay because I love these species. Next up, going off this evening, we've got koi. Now, koi is a bronze color in the early spring, tightly layering habit, and it's one of the best fall color macawa variations. It goes yellows and oranges and reds, almost all infused at the same time. And it's very consistent to being multicolored, not just often one color. It's very multicolored in the fall. It was selected for having that bronze kind of color and some like yellow colorish new growth there in the summer. But the fall color to me has been its champion feature. It's one of the just amazing in its fall color. Next up, going off this evening on our eBay, we've got Martha Ghost. Now, Martha Ghost is one of the rarest members of the Ghost series. Really beautiful. Some pink-purple colors, some really nice lime green veining, super slow growing, needs some protection from the hot afternoon sun. One of the rarest Japanese maples by Talon Buckholtz. He discontinued it. We had to search down through one of his suppliers to find a Martha Ghost and get it back into the nursery trade because it's one of those trees that once it's been sold and goes out to a collector's garden, it's rarely ever found again. And they're not in many collector's gardens. He never produced many Martha Ghosts to begin with. And we were able to save Martha Ghost and reintroduce it. And I'm so glad we did because it is really, really cool. It's one we just sought out for a long time and finally found it. We'd read about it in a Maple City article all about Martha Ghost and the Ghost series of Baby Ghost, Uncle Ghost, Amber, Purple, Grandma's Sister, and all of the Ghost series. But Martha was the one we'd never heard of. And we'd never seen. We thought that was unusual. Well, we found it. We listed them here on eBay. Next up, y'all, we've got Mino Yetsubusa. Now, Mino Yetsubusa is almost like a lace leaf version of a trident maple. It's got bronze color in the early spring. It's got this real elongated foliage for a trident maple. And it gives you some really nice yellows and oranges in the fall. Love the trident maples. This one can develop in sunlight a shape more like a lace leaf Japanese maple as well. In more shade, it can often stretch out and grow taller, which is kind of unique how you can have two distinct different shapes depending if you're growing this in sun or you're growing this in shade. Next up, we've got Mayday. And this looks like this one may be going off around, I'm guessing, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mayday is one of the most sought after macawa variants of Macawa Yetsubusa. It's got, in the early spring, almost like a peach orange kind of color, and then it goes to a nice blonde with kind of like blonde highlights on that layering habit. It's one of the slower growing forms of Macawa Yetsubusa and is one of the ones that there's just not enough of in the nursery trade. Everyone's after it. They sell out really quickly when we do list them on MrMaple, but here's your chance to grab a Mayday here on eBay. Guys, 9 o'clock, looks like we're coming off is Ladybug. Ladybug is a small, slow-growing, orange-red macawa variant. It was a seedling from, I believe, the Buckholtz farm from years ago that he had sent us, and we were evaluating, and definitely a really cool tree. We've listed some of them. Well, we've let some of them go before, a few of them here on eBay, but we've also let some go at open houses, and people have been begging for them. So if you can't make an open house, if you can't do some of these other things, here's your opportunity to pick one up here on eBay. And lastly, going off this evening at 10 minutes after 9 Eastern Standard Time, we're looking at Red Panda. Red Panda is our selection here at MrMaple of a red macabre variant. That's one of the best red colors. Typically leaves out kind of orangish red, but then you get some nice maroon colors when you're growing this with some sunlight. And it holds that red color better than any other macabre variant. Pushes some red new growth there in the summer after the leaves are already turned green. And then it gets some good red fall color. Y'all, Red Panda, only places you can pick that up on MrMaple or through the Maple Mafia eBay channel. Anyone else that says that they've got it, it's a fake. I couldn't believe people have some fakes out there. Anyways, y'all, thanks for jumping in with us here on the Maple Mafia channel. If you like this type of content, we do a weekly video here about our eBay. Make sure you're subscribed. We put a lot of cool shorts on here as well. We're probably going to start doing some more lives this spring from the Maple Mafia channel. But also check out the MrMaple Show on YouTube as well. We put out daily content. That's right, daily content. Every single day, something else new about Japanese maples and gardening happening on the Maple Mafia channel. So if you're into Japanese maples, you'll definitely want to be a part of that. We appreciate y'all jumping in today. Remember, all these trees, you can find them on mrmaple.com/eBay. And that takes you to our eBay sellers page. And all these trees that we just mentioned are going off. And that is on April 27th of 2025 from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 10 minutes after 9 p.m. this evening. Take care, y'all. God bless, and have a great day.